With the next season of Diablo 4 being only a week away, there's been quite a lot of excitement around the game. And with some more information we've gotten in the past week, there may be a lot more excitement in the near future. And this information being that the internal test builds for the first Diablo 4 expansion have been changed from alpha builds to beta builds, which is a pretty significant milestone. Going from alpha to beta means that the majority or all of the main systems are implemented in those builds. Usually when games go into beta, all of their systems are already in, most of the development has been completed, and the main things that need to be ironed out past that point are things like bug fixing, optimization, and any last minute changes. So once you get into beta, you're not super far off release. Now back in October 2023, we got our first bits of information that the first Diablo 4 expansion had started going into its alpha testing and into its internal alpha builds. So the Vessel of Hatred expansion has been in development for quite a long time, because the only way we would know about these internal tests is if they were added to the Battle.net client, which itself is also a pretty significant development milestone. Now the exciting part of this information is that since the expansion has gone into beta testing, we may see public beta testing sometime in the near future. And I think there's a few bits of information suggesting that that may be much sooner than most people think. And one of the big pieces of information is that during BlizzCon, multiple developers mentioned that sometime in the summer of 2024, we would be getting the full reveal of Vessel of Hatred. Because if you remember at BlizzCon, they did go a little bit more in depth with some of the things in Vessel of Hatred, but this was primarily lore information. We got to see some of the environment and get a kind of overview of the story going into this expansion, but we basically got nothing else shown off. We got told that there was a new class, but we didn't get any information on that, and we got no information on any new abilities or systems or anything like that. So all of that information is going to be revealed sometime this summer, which is actually pretty soon. They could release this information right now and it would still be within what's considered the summer, but with season 4 only being a week away, pretty much guaranteed that's not going to happen. But the launch of season 4 can actually give us more information in helping to pinpoint when all of this new information may be released. And I think the reveal of all of this information is going to line up pretty perfectly with a potential public beta. And if I would have to put my money on it, I would say we will be getting the full reveal of the Vessel of Hatred expansion mid-June. So around a month away. And one of the main reasons I think this is they're not going to want to fully reveal the next upcoming expansion too soon to the launch of a new season. They want all of the eyes, all of the attention on the launch of season 4. And because this is a seasonal game, 3 months after that, we're getting season 5. So most likely they would want to do it somewhere in the middle of season 4. So the hype has died down from the launch of season 4, but we haven't gotten information on season 5 yet, so they can fill in that gap with the reveal of the expansion and potentially have some short open beta tests. Now, another piece of information that could play into this is the announcement that we are not getting a BlizzCon for 2024. Now, if we had a BlizzCon, it still really wouldn't impact the Vessel of Hatred being revealed or being released. Most likely, it would have been released before the time BlizzCon is normally held, which is usually around November. But in this announcement, it was mentioned that Blizzard will be attending other gaming events this year. The one they specifically mentioned is Gamescom. Now, Gamescom is in August, so I don't think that's when we're going to get the actual reveal of all of this Vessel of Hatred information, but that does seem like a pretty good time to announce the actual release date, or maybe show off a big cinematic trailer a bit before the release date of Vessel of Hatred, because we could potentially also be getting the official release date when we get everything else revealed, which would be within the next couple months. And there is still the possibility that stuff for the Vessel of Hatred is shown off in other events leading up to that point, but it doesn't seem like there's a ton of really big gaming events. And because Blizzard is now owned by Microsoft, Microsoft is probably going to stick to the bigger shows, or at least they're going to keep a lot of their bigger releases to these bigger shows. And I don't think there's a ton of shows before Gamescom that Microsoft would be putting Diablo 4 into. Now, outside of officially released information, we did get a bunch of leaks for the Vessel of Hatred months ago, and I have done a bunch of videos going over a ton of that leaked information, including stuff on the new class and a bunch of new systems that seem to be coming with this expansion. So I'd recommend going and checking those out if you're into looking at leaks and looking into a lot of the information that seems like is going to be coming with this first expansion. But that's all I want to go over, so thanks for watching.